All you can die. Never wrong, they right. I ain't changing my side. Yeah, we in it for life. And I've been magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laugh. Hey, how could you lie to my face? People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space.
Appreciate you, Coach. Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities. But right now, calm outside. And, of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Minnesota Vikings. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
Got it. Mark 52. We own 61. Matchbox lights. Check 50.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it's going to be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Throwing on first down. Miller. It's Hill, complete. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. On first down, here's Breida. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
70, Indy. Hey, Foxtrot.
Looking to throw on second down. Miller. He's going to air one out. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Come on, 180.
Mark 56. You can't block me.
They start the drive with Cook. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to have this down deep into Oakland territory. A big play there for Minnesota. 54 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now it's Trubisky. And it'll be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And nothing there on the return. They've got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals. All right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs, so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Check it out. Hey, dude.
Back to throw. Miller. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Looking to throw on second down. Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Now Trubisky to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
On second down, a run with Breida. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now it's Breida. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
2nd and 4. Gets this one to Hill. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, you're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Switch!
This is Breida. 4 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Here we go, set, 30 base.
Check me out. Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic.
Hey, high 7. Go.
6 man.
Now Miller looking to throw on 2nd down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Hey, over.
52's the mic right here over there. Right? 52's the mic. All day. My 52. Not today, you are. Not today.
You're out.
Sponge.
Leo.
Kill.
Now.
Watch twins.
Now.
Miller now throwing on 3rd and long. And going deep for Hill. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
And he'll be taken down at the 18. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
Check back.
On the carry, it's Cook. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Hey, Charlie.
56 the mic.
Trubisky now to throw on 3rd down. Now he's forced out right. And Ingram hauls it in. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a 1st down. Now Trubisky on 1st down. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Hey, Delta.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Trubisky under pressure again, and down he goes again. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down. And now it's the punter Weil on as he sends this one away. Take it at the 37. A minute 55 left to go in the first half of play. Meanwhile, down in Chicago, and the Bucs are out to an early lead. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Yes.
Here's Miller off the play fake. Flushed out right. On the run. He'll let this go deep. That's caught inside the 20. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play that time for the Raiders. 48 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And this carry, despite the good move, will be stopped short of the 10. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
Hey, C6.
52's the mic, boys. 52.
Here's 2nd and 8. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Devin Bush picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Mike 52. Let's get
Score. Look at me. Score. Hey, lock it.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Go. Kill.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Miller, and it's caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. From 19 yards away. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Mike 56.
Hey, Alpha.
56. Here we go. 56 the mic, boys. 56. Check 56. You remember me? Let's go, baby. 56 the mic. 56 is the mic.
Alert.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. Now he'll let it go deep right side. That's caught at the 25. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 4 seconds left, and there's the timeout. In field goal range and a chance to tack on 3 before intermission. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. And the kick by Elliott is good. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Here we go. At their own 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors. But overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
56 to Mike, boys. 56.
Hey, wahoo!
Let's get that ball.
Now Trubisky. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 45 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 25-yard line. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. You don't see that a ton, do you? The cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 14.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
Back to the ground, Cook. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Move, move, move. Mike 52, Mike 52. We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go. No. Check that. We want Mike 52.
They run it again with Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
You. Check 52's the Mike. Check 52's the Mike. I'm here all day. New Mike 52, Mike 52. Let's go. Alert. Move. Kill. Check the...
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And Diggs has it. And they're able to corral him right around the 8, and that's short of the 1st down. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
3rd and 10 wasn't going to be easy. Now after the holding penalty, they have to deal with a 3rd and 20.
He's checking. Alert. Check 31.
Trubisky will throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Xavier Woods, the free safety, up to make the tackle.
It's second down at the 16-yard line.
Miller to throw on second down. He's got the hook up to Miller. Now third down is looming, a pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw on third down, Miller. And he's got Miller. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one goes for 24 yards. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Breida, he'll try the right side. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Set, 50, plant. Hey.
All day, every day.
Hey, foxtrot.
Watch Mike. Here we go.
Rock it. Switch it. Hey, Sam off.
Out. Check.
Now Miller operating from the gun. The catch made by Miller. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Here's Breida. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
You don't want it. Watch the safety creep. Switch.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Ready to break. 52. Protein spill.
Watch tight ends right.
Ready.
They run again with Breida. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will give them a 12-point lead. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On 2nd and 9, Trubisky, and he fires one incomplete.
His struggles finding open receivers continue. I don't know the last time I saw him this inconsistent throwing the football.
It would be hard to find a date when he was this inconsistent. You know, in his locker, he keeps the word poise printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. He needs to find that poise right now.
He certainly does. In fact, I would suggest he laminated it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Mike 52, Mike 52. Guys, it's game situation. Hey, alert. Check.
Recon, 132 fighter.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
It's going to be a long day. Check. Hands up. Slay. Motion. Alert 3. Hey, 18.
They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position.
Ready. Topper. Get it.
Now a give coming right is Breida. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. They run with Breida. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Matt Breida, touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, If we score touchdowns, that means we got to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And that one makes this a 19-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken very short. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll force upon them a 3rd and 14.
Check 56. Here we go.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing here, Trubisky. Room here to run.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Check the backer. Undercross.
Now a give running left is Breida. Down to the 25.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
That's going to be caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll try to run with Breida. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. Oh, now Breida loses it. And the Vikings pick up the football. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look